Okay, so first, insect and dirt remover. This is ready to use. We are going to spray the front of the car. In all of the areas where insects sit. It says on here, rinse vehicle, leave to cool, spray on dirty parts, leave to react for 1 to 3. If necessary, finish off with wash pad, rinse thoroughly, wash vehicle with Nano Magic shampoo or use car wash. So, reactive wheel cleaner. This is again ready to use. It does contain iron breaker agents. As you could see on the wheel, it is turning purple. So we'll go around and spray all of the wheels. Both of these products should probably be used outside of direct sunlight. So I've got a nice overcast day today. I don't think that you want either of these to dry on the paint. Start spraying off the bug wash. All right, so that provided near 100% bug removal, which is great. I'm gonna start working on the wheels next. I'm gonna hit the back ones first because the front ones tend to have more dusting. ml in my bucket, and I've got 50 ml of soap and about 450 of water in this Griot's foam cannon with no metering tip. Microfiber Madness and Credit Pad. The smell is good. Not great, but not bad. The amount of foam is good. Reasonable, expected. 50 ml in the foam cannon did well. One way I put like 150 of GSF and then fill it. In this case I did half a cannon, so a little bit less soap usage than what I generally do. The soap is a little bit runnier than GSF, so it probably worked well with the metering tip on the Griot's foam cannon, because it wouldn't have trouble sucking it up. This car has no protection on it, but Nano Magic is supposed to have a little bit of protection in it. We're going to use All Round Quick Detailer as a drying aid. It is a detail spray, technically. I don't love the smell of this. Works decently enough though. It's got kind of a, I don't know, a chemical-y smell. This is Multi-Interior Cleaner, which shows it on everything. Removes heavy dirt, vehicle interior, upholstered seats, fabric covers, roof linings, floors, plastic trim, etc. Thoroughly and gently leaves behind a fresh fragrance. Refresh Cockpit Care. Cleans, maintains, and preserves plastic parts. So this is plastic only, but that also can do plastic. This protects against UV radiation. Multi-Interior Cleaner. Does not leave streaks on windows. Flashes quick on piano black. Leaves plastic finishes matte. This is a soft touch material. Leaves that matte, non-greasy. Spread evenly, leave to dry completely. Oh, they want you to leave this to dry. Read the bottle, folks. Leave to dry completely. Where necessary, finish with a soft cloth. Do not apply to steering wheel and pedals, danger of slipping. So they're looking for this to dry and provide protection. Okay, and we can see that Refresh gives us a little bit more gloss than multi-interior does. So both of those are effective. Next, we're going to work on a window. Speed glass cleaner. Fast flashing, no residue left behind. I don't have any water spots to try it on, but it does work very well. Mostly fragrance free. There's a light fragrance there, but it's not really in your face unless you stick your face in the rag. And it's non-streaky. So I would say this is another winner. Works very well. All right, guys. So let's wrap up today's video. Obviously, this is part 2 of the Koch Chemie Blue series. Part 1, we showed you an unboxing. If you haven't seen that, you're welcome to go and check that out. It's where I talked about the bottles, the labels, some of their unique designs, and some of the things that I liked about them. In using the products today, the sprayers worked very well. These are very similar to the Marilex sprayers. I don't know if they're made by the same company, but I really do like the sprayers. I had 0 issues with any of the sprayers. I do like when you put them on stop, that nothing comes out, that they're like leak free. And even if you squeeze the bottle, something doesn't come out. It's a really important thing that's happened to me over time. As bottles heat up, sitting on the shelf, heat and cool and heat and cool, sometimes products get pushed out of the bottles and leak all over your counter. Having valves that you can shut off and have nothing come out is really pleasant. Now, looking at the products that we used today, starting from the beginning, we used insect and dirt remover. That worked very well. It did a great job of breaking down the insects. We could see them emulsify and turn into, from a yellow blob to a runny yellow blob. It did a great job. It didn't leave any etching behind. Obviously, I'm not in the sun. I wouldn't want to use this in the sun. It did a good job, though. Next, we went to reactive wheel cleaner. Now, reactive wheel cleaner worked well. It reminded me of the Koch Chemie Magic Wheel Cleaner, which is in their professional line, not in their ready-to-use line. I feel like this worked well, but I don't feel like it's a great value for somebody who's trying to buy it for themselves, because they don't make a concentrate or larger version. Now, the whole point of this line is to be easy, to be ready to use, but a wheel cleaner you use a lot of. A bottle of this size will typically clean a normal car 4 or 5 times, in my experience, if you're spraying the wheels every single time. So having something that is this size, that is a ready to use and non-dilutable, makes it so that you're going to go through quite a bit of chemical, in my experience. I would prefer something that is a concentrate, or if they had a refill, that you could refill this or something along those lines. But again, it did work well, did a great job. So, personally, I would probably prefer something like Armor Detail Supplies Wheel Cleaner, which is now my go-to, or something like Brake Buster if you have carbon ceramic brakes and you don't normally have iron on your brakes and need an iron breaker. Next, we went to Nano Magic Shampoo. This worked very well. I found it to be nicely concentrated. I used about 150 mLs of shampoo, and I had more than enough to do the car. Honestly, I could probably have used about 100 ml to do the car, which means a bottle of this size will get you through 10 washes. That's not unreasonable. It's not that expensive. Are there better values out there? Yes. Are there products that you can purchase in a gallon size? Yes. Using the foam cannon is a little bit less efficient because you're producing a lot of soap with the foam. I probably could have put less in the foam cannon, and I also probably could have put less in the bucket and used a little bit less than what I did. So let's assume 100 ml is reasonable. maybe even 75, and you're going to get 10 to 12 washes out of a bottle of this size. Again, I feel it's reasonable. Now, truthfully, Nano Magic is something that they brought over into their professional line, so you can buy larger bottles of Nano Magic. That's a 750 ml. Here is a 1 liter bottle. Has the same dilution instructions though, add 50 ml to 10 liters of water. So they did not make it any stronger in that, but they do make a larger quantity of it. It's in their professional line, but it does exist. So that is something that's nice about the Nano Magic shampoo if you decide that that is your go-to. And then we went to dry the car. Now, in the blue line, Koch Chemie doesn't have a drying aid. They have some products that can be drying aids like QS in the regular line of products. They do not have a specific drying aid in this line of products. So we used All Round Quick Detailer, which is a quick detailer to act as a drying aid. So this would be a detailing spray that you would spray evenly on the car, buff with a clean cloth, do not use on hot surfaces. This worked very well. It didn't leave any protection behind that I can see. Like, it's not slick, it's just clean. So if you're into that clean but not slick look, this could be a good product for you. It flashed quickly. It didn't leave residue behind on my windows. So I don't really have any complaints. I think that it could be better, but it's not necessarily bad either. And there probably is a group of people that would prefer a non-slick drying aid. Next, we went inside the car. We used multi-interior cleaner and refresh cockpit care. So multi-interior cleaner is an interior cleaner. It's removing dirt, it's cleaning products. It has a fresh fragrance. So this was the only one that had a good smell. Not that everything else had a bad smell. The wheel cleaner has a bad smell. It smells like normal iron breaker smell. Really, Armor's the only one who's ever been able to make an iron-based wheel cleaner not smell terrible. But this one was the only one that smelled bad. Everything else I was kind of indifferent to. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. I didn't really notice it. It wasn't very fragrant. This does smell good. It's kind of like a fresh laundry scent, like like if you had a bounce sheet in your dryer and you walked by the vent outside your house, kind of like that. It does smell good, did a good job. It left the finish of my car matte. Everything was nice and clean. I liked that it didn't provide any protection or leave anything behind, like a film or an oily substance. This can go on everything. They show the steering wheel. They basically show everything but electronics. I did have it on the towel and wipe it over my electronic screen and I had no issue, but they're basically saying on here that it can go on seats, dash, steering wheel, not on your CD player in this picture. Refresh Cockpit Care was the next one, and this is a protectant. So you spray this on the plastic parts, it leaves a long-lasting appearance, protects against UV. So you're supposed to spray on a sponge, spread evenly, leave to dry completely. I sprayed this on my door, I wiped it in with my hand, I let it dry, and then I buffed it off with a towel. It leaves a small amount of shine. I like that Koch Chemie decided to divide up the protection and the cleaning in their interior cleaner and not just have one product. If you want protection, you have the option for protection. If you don't want it, you can simply use the cleaner and not have the protection at all. So this would be good for something like a dash, especially if you have a car that does not have window tint on your windshield, something along those lines. After that, we went to the Speed Glass Cleaner. This worked very well. I didn't use a lot of product. That's something that I've learned with glass cleaner is use less than you think you need. It was easy to remove. There's no residue left behind. Everything looks crystal clear. I have no streaks. Even on the inside of my windshield, which can be a tough place to do, I ran into no problems. I would go out on a limb and say that this is probably one of the best general glass cleaners that I've ever used. You know, invisible glass is another one that's really good. I think that this might be a little bit better. I like the sprayer on this a little bit better than an invisible glass. So yeah, all in all, the line works well. I do feel it's a little old school, just being honest. And it is an older product line for Koch Chemie. I think that it's new to the United States, but it's something that they've actually had out in Europe for a long time. I'm not 100% sure on that, but they don't have a specific tire cleaner. They have a wheel cleaner. Now, nothing here shows working on the tires except for the shampoo. So it looks like they want you to hit your tires with the shampoo, which maybe that's fine. They don't have a drying aid that leaves behind any sort of protection or slickness. That is a fairly normal thing nowadays. Nano Magic does leave a little bit of protection behind, but it basically says that it's got long-term protection, gloss and long-term protection in a single step. Previously applied waxes and seals are preserved. So it looks to me like they're trying to use the Nano Magic shampoo as your protection layer and not have anything provided by the drying aid. And maybe then you don't end up needing a drying aid at all and you use it as a quick detailer. That's perfectly fine. The line is effective. It's very German in my mind. Like, it is effective. It does what it's supposed to do. It doesn't smell good doing it. It's not flamboyant. It just does what it's supposed to do, and it's not ridiculous in any way. I like the blue bottles. I think they look good. I like the labeling, like I've talked about in the previous video. I think that it looks good. I think that it's really easy to pick something like this up off of your shelf and say, oh yeah, this is what I spray on my dash, because the picture of the dash is blue, or the picture of the wheel is blue, etc. I like the product line and the consistency across the line. In terms of products that I'm going to keep versus not keep long term, I'm going to hang on to Speed Glass Cleaner. I'm going to hang on to the Multi-Interior Cleaner. The rest of them, they were all perfectly fine. They worked well, but they're not, I don't feel as though any of them were best of breed in the, better than the line that I'm currently using right now. I want to spend a little bit more time with these two in particular. I like the Multi-Interior Cleaner. I like the scent of it, honestly. I want to compare that to Pilot in a more direct comparison, because Pilot is my current favorite. That's an Armor Detail Supply product. My second favorite would be P&S Interior Cleaner. I like that Armor Detail Supply and both this and this both don't leave like a foamy, soapy kind of thing when you're using it. P&S does do that. The Speed Glass Cleaner I think worked really, really well. I don't know if it's just the spray or if it's actually the formulation, so I want to compare that direct to Invisible Glass, which is my normal glass cleaner that I use every day. Also, Pilot did really good as a glass cleaner, so I don't know if I need a specialized glass cleaner, but anyway. That's all for today's video. On the next video, we're going to test out the last 3 products. So we've got Nano Magic Plasticare, which is a tire dressing and plastic coating. Not coating, but a plastic preserver. It's not a ceramic-based product, so I want to be careful about the word coating. Shine Speed Polish, which is a one-step polish. I have used this before. I have not used the other 2 before yet. This I very briefly used when we did Micah's Mercedes a couple weeks ago. And the Protect Leather Care, which is a leather care product. We'll use this on the Mercedes because that has real leather in it, and see how it does on that. I'm picky about leather cleaners, but this feels not very thick, so I think I'm going to like it, but we'll see. So all in all, I think it's a good line. Again, this is going back to the like your dad, your uncle, somebody in your life needs a line of products they want to purchase one of everything from, just a basic line. Everything is consistent. All the bottles look the same on the shelf. This is a great option. I think that if Armor Detail Supply didn't exist, this would be a little bit more appealing of an option. I just think that Armor has things like the scent and the user experience a little bit more down than the Koch Chemie products do. Just me being honest. So thank you for watching. Thank you for coming by today. I hope you're having a great day, and we'll see you next time when we're doing this other line of products.